Presentations. Do you like to give presentations? No? Why? Oh, you don't like to speak in front of an audience. You're scared, right? Well, you're not alone. There was a survey which was done recently which showed that people fear public speaking more than death. Yeah. But the truth is that someday you will have to give a presentation in your career. You cannot escape that. Well, by watching this video, your fear will come down a little bit as I share 6 simple tips to improve your presentation skills. So let's start. Tip number 1 is the content. Understand who your audience is. Are you doing a presentation for the new hires? Is it a business review with the leadership team? Is it a sales pitch or an update in the town hall? It's very important to understand who the audience is. Next, how much time do you have? Is it a virtual meeting or is it in office? Once you understand all of this, you need to start jotting down points. What do you want to cover in your presentation? What are the points? How would you elaborate them? And then look at creating an outline of it. Once you have this outline ready, think about how you want to show it in your presentation. The data, the trends, the numbers. Think about all the elements that are important. One suggestion is to review this with your boss so that you don't miss out on important elements. Tip number 2 is creativity. Now that you have all the points that you want to cover in your deck, think about how creatively you can plug the data. The data should seamlessly transition from one slide to the other, like a smooth flow. There should be a connection. A lot of times, people present and one slide looks very different than the other. Another mistake that a lot of leaders do is they plug in all the content on the slide and then they just read it. That is very boring. Don't do that. You lose half of your audience once you put up a busy slide. It is very difficult to engage them. So think about reducing the content. Just put bullet points and then elaborate in your talk track. Think about how you can show that data in maybe a pie chart or a graph or like in a picture or infographic way. Something which is more engaging, which is more light. So think out of the box. Be creative about it. Tip number 3, most important. How will you deliver? Think about your update like a story. It must have a great opening, a decent body, and a good closing. The opening of your update decides how the audience would be engaged with it. So ensure that you have a hook. Now imagine this. I walk on the stage, I pause, I look around, and I ask, how many of you were born in 1999? Now, this was my opening in the last presentation that I did for the MBA students. For sure, I got their attention. So, this is how you can think of ideas on how you will do something which is not expected. And please don't start by saying, hello everyone, hi all, good morning. Don't do that. Think of creative ways. On 12th Feb 2017, I wasn't sure if I did the right thing by joining this team. And then continue with your story. Or start with a quote from a famous industry leader and then elaborate and connect it to your update. Or simply show a picture and pause. Let the audience be curious about what it is and then narrate the story and connect it to your updates. A great opening is half the battle won. Be creative. Okay, surprise your audience with your opening and then get on to the regular updates. You already have the bullet points. You can elaborate. So less is more on the slide. And then you can have your talk track. You can talk about it, and then slowly move on to the closing. Closing is equally important. Leave the audience with a message or leave them with a thought. By 2025, we will grow to X. Or our dream is to reach $1 billion in revenue. It's very important to close it with a subtle thought. Tip number 4 is body language. Body language plays a crucial role in making your presentation a hit. I've done a detailed video on communication skills. You can check it out here. So, energy is vital to take your presentation to the next level. Give your 100%. Be enthusiastic. Use voice modulation. If there is an important point, slow down and get the tone down so that people understand. Smile, eye contact. Maintain the eye contact. If it's an audience, large audience, ensure that you're covering all the sections of the audience. And it's very important to also use your body language. Okay. So emphasize any important point with your hand gestures. Humor is also a great ingredient. Okay, but not everyone can pull it. So use it only if you feel that you can pull it. You can plug in couple of subtle lighter moments in your presentation. That also breaks the monotony and it covers any nervousness that you might have. Tip number 5, I don't even have to say, practice. Practice makes a person perfect, right? So form a group of your trusted friends, who can be, someone who would review and you can practice your presentation with, right? Take feedback from them, uh, understand what they are saying, and then improvise. Another way is also to, practice in front of a mirror or best, record it on your smartphone and see how you're, showing up. And then you can slowly improve. Tip number 6, many people ignore this. It's testing. Okay. If you are to go to office and present it in person, then ensure that you go there 15 minutes, 20 minutes before the scheduled time and take a look of the environment. Understand, get familiar with the surroundings, right? You can also do a mic testing. You understand, visualize and see where you're going to start, where you're going to stop, how you're going to present. And if it's a virtual update, then please ensure that your internet is good, you have a good connection. See that, you're wearing a headset so that, people can hear you clearly. And, see that your background is clean, or else use a virtual background, which is professional, right? See, these are the basics, right? And once you're done with the update, if you're in office, then, hand over the podium to the host, shake your hand. This is a nice way to hand it over. Or if you're doing it virtually, then say over to you, and then call out the person who's going to speak after you. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found this useful, and all the best for your presentation. Nail it. And if you don't, you will with time, practice, and a little patience.